Hello again, fourth grade. Mr. Ford, Mrs. Jansen, and I all want to say hello and happy Tuesday. Today, when you see this video, it should be March 31st. And today's lesson is going to be focusing on key details and summarizing the text. It's kind of hard without the books, we know, to go through and annotate the text, but I'm going to show you some tools today that you can use to annotate, and then you'll be writing your summary in Google Classroom. So here we go. So here's the screen again with our story of the week. And over to the sidebar, I have my tools. And when I click on my tools, I can go down and I can zoom in on the text. And I find this very helpful because I don't like reading on a tiny little screen. So now I've zoomed in, it's a little bit easier to see the words. And because I know that I'm rereading the text, I'm going to be looking for key details, things that are important, that I think, you know what, I probably should know this. And I like using the pen over the highlighter. You can use whatever preference. I chose to go with the color pink. You can click on this box, choose whatever color you want. So when I go through here and I look at paragraph 1, I'm noticing that after rereading this paragraph is really just focusing on what Black Beauty looks like, talking about how he is bright black, probably why his name Black Beauty, right? He does have one white foot, and he has a pretty white star on his forehead. So I'm just going to underline these things because it tells me a little bit about what the horse looks like. And that helps me to picture the story better in my mind. Nothing really has happened yet, though, in that first paragraph. When I get down to the second paragraph, he starts talking more about this old Squire Gordon and how he came to look at him, and he was examining his eyes and his mouth, and he felt them all down, and then I had to walk and trot and gallop, and it seemed like me, he said, when he has been well broken in, he will do very well. Breaking in. The title of the story is My Breaking In. I think this is an important thing that the master, Master Squire Gordon is saying right here. This whole idea of breaking in and the fact that he's going to break him in himself. I think, this is huge. This man, Squire Gordon, is planning to break in this horse. And if you've read the story, you would be agreeing with me that that is a key detail. If we scroll down to this third paragraph, the third paragraph, what I noticed is that it has a lot of details, but really the purpose of this is what breaking in is. Because if you're not familiar with horses, you might not know what that means. And I noticed that in here, they go through what it means. They're talking about wearing a saddle and a bridle. A wild horse wouldn't know how to do that right away. Or to carry on a man, a woman, or child. They also talk about wearing a collar, a crumper, and a breeching. I don't know about you, but crumper is not one of the words I use in my everyday vocabulary. It must have something special to do with horses, and hopefully in the next pages, we'll find out more about what that means. They're also talking about how you have to have a cart or a chaise fixed up behind. Because it says cart or a chaise, I'm thinking a chaise must be something you pull like a cart. Again, it might come up later. It might be a word you want to look up online. So all of this is all this breaking in. And since the title again is breaking in, I think all of this is going to be important for this story. So I've kind of done an example for you just using this first page of how you might annotate the text online. When you go to summarize this, I wouldn't write everything that I had underlined. If I had to summarize just this first page, I would probably write something like, Squire Gordon decides to buy Black Beauty when he's 4 years old, but the master must break him in first. This means that Black Beauty will learn to carry people and pull a cart. Something like that would be a great little summary of what's happened so far in this story. because on the first page, not much has happened. Your job today is going to be to read the whole story one more time. Think about what's the most important parts. Remember, summaries are meant to be short. So when you're summarizing this whole story, it should end up being one well-written paragraph. We're talking maybe 5 sentences. And do remember to use correct capitalization, punctuation. Let me show you what it will look like in your Google Classroom. In Google Classroom, please do type your name with a capital letter. And you'll notice it says it's the My Breaking In summary. You're going to reread My Breaking In. I was just talking to you about that. When it says type here, you literally can highlight this and start typing, okay? So you don't have to worry about, where to type. I'm telling you where to type. Erase my words and go ahead and start your typing there. Once you've typed your summary, the next part is going to be to decide which of these 6 would actually belong in a summary of just the part about the actual breaking in. What is really needed to break in a horse? You can delete the things that you think don't need to be there. You can highlight the ones that you think, whatever will help you. And then whichever 4, so you're not going to write something on every single line. So if you think this is number 1, you would put a number 1. Okay, see how I just typed that right into the middle? And whatever is number 2, 3, 4. For me, I'm not going to give you any answers, but like I said, you're not going to put a number on all these lines. You're only choosing the top 4. Okay? Once you have that done, you're going to turn it in and you will be done with today's benchmark work. I hope that this video has been helpful for you, and I look forward to making more videos and hopefully getting better at this whole video thing too. All right, bye students.